the question is, how did we make it work so long? And that's really that's the tall tale. How did it work?
Hey guys, welcome back. It's me again, Jess and Travis.
Hindi tayo doon eh!
Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's been a little bit since I actually made a video, but I wanted to make a video about what it was like being in an LDR relationship with a Filipina and where we are now essentially in our process. So kind of a 2-for-1. It's going to be a little bit of an update and a little bit of a telling of our process. So what has it been like with a Filipino over a long distance relationship? Let me tell you this. So anything is possible as long as you both want it. It's mutual. So it's not just me, it's not just her. If only one of us wants it, it's not gonna work. So a lot of the common misconceptions about relationships, and this is coming from my experiences, everyone's like, oh, it's 50-50. No, it's not. It's 100-100. If you're at 50% me and 50% her, that means 100 for the halves of us, meaning I still have 50% more to give. So I need to give 100 and she needs to give 100. And that is how you make it work. Now, we have had arguments, and being away is hard. You become detached, desensitized, and basically kind of reserved, or you start to move back. And it's normal, it's human. You become a little detached when you're so far away because you don't have the physical touch, you don't have, acts of service, the 5 love languages, we could get into that, but you don't have any of that, and it's difficult. So you have to make it work somehow. Find something with mutual interest, a game, a book, Yahweh, religion, science, whatever it might be. Find something you both can enjoy together. Me and Jessa enjoy very much so playing Overwatch together, but I will tell you, it's not always good because it's a game, so Jessa gets mad, I get mad. Jessa's not healing me. I'm like, what are you doing? Why are you doing it that way? So again, but it's fun most of the time. We have a good time, and it's mutual. We both like it. We both read the Bible at night, and we always come back to, and you can get away from it, but you always want to come back to that centered focus about that relationship. And remember, the relationship isn't just about you, and it isn't just about her. It's about a union, one union. So going into how to deal with the long distance, there's no easy answer for this. You just have to deal with it. The visa process is long. We were blessed and we had ours expedited, and we did ours in 8 months. Now, is that going to work for everyone? No, it's not. And it's not even done after that. So good news, Jessa will be here on January 15th. We are done with the process. She's got to do her one last counseling on the 11th, and then she flies out on the 15th, and she gets here on the 15th in Virginia. So that is amazing. But the question is, how did we make it work so long? And that's really that's the tall tale. How did it work? And like I said, there's really no right answer. We just made it work. We wanted to be with each other, and we made time for each other. Did each of us, get wrapped up in our work? Yeah, because that's what you do when you're alone all the time. Jessa wasn't alone all the time. I am, though. I go to the gym, I come home, and I'm alone. I go to work. Co-workers, some of them are friends, and then some of them are not. Some of them are just that, they're co-workers. So do I hang out with them? No. Do I hang out with maybe onesie twosies? Yes, but it's very few and far between, maybe once a month. maybe. So, don't get too far detached, because you don't want it to go too far. You don't want to, restrict yourself from everything, but, arguments are going to happen. Things are going to happen where they're out of your control. Has Jessa just argued to argue because she's a Filipina and I know that's what they do? Yes. Have we had misunderstandings because of cultural differences? Yes. I think she would say something, I would interpret it my way, and she would not interpret it the same way. And she's had to have someone from the outside say, hey, Jessa, you're wrong. Travis is right, you're wrong. You need to rethink how you're looking at it. Try looking at it from his perspective, or try looking at it from her perspective, from her culture, his values, her values. And you have to make it work. What is logical or illogical? Does it make sense to be mad at this person for X, Y, or Z? And if it doesn't, then stop. Don't be mad at someone just to be mad. Don't start a fight just to start a fight, because what that does, think of this as like a block of wood, right? And you just put your axe in it, and you made a crack. And then another argument, boom, you made a bigger crack. And now you have a wedge. And now you're starting to split that block of wood in half. And those are both your halves. That's you and her. Now, the more you argue, and the more you don't get along, and the more you fight, and the more you instigate or enable this fighting, you're gonna break down that relationship. And that was my metaphor, the block of wood, and I think that's a good metaphor, because at the end of the day, if you keep chipping away at your relationship, at your block of wood, it's gonna eventually split into two, and y'all gonna be on your own program, right? You're not gonna feel the same way, because you can drive each other apart if you argue too much, and I want to warn you not to do that. It is hard being in LDR, but it's completely doable with the right mindset. Keep yourself busy, keep yourself healthy, keep yourself intelligent by doing something, read something, learn something new every day. It's not going to always be an easy task. The visa is a pain. The visa and the process and having to go through everything, it is a headache, and it is a pain. You do not need a lawyer. You can do it yourself. We did it. Now, when Jessica gets here, just so you all know, we will go through what's called an adjustment of status, and we will go through what's called a conditional for employment. So the adjustment of status will essentially take her into residency as a United States citizen, and the employment status will obviously, so she can work and help provide, because it's different here in America. It's very expensive to live, especially with this administration. Very expensive to live. Food is expensive, housing is expensive, fuel is expensive, cars are expensive. There's things happening in the world that is making it more expensive here. Inflation is at an all-time high. Well, I should say all-time high for the last 40 years. It was a little higher probably in the 70s or 80s, but we're waiting for those wages to catch up. So that's besides the point. But my point is you can make the LDRs work, by working together. Don't separate yourselves, because it is so important that you all work together as a team. If you are not working together as a team, you might as well just stop now, because it's not going to work. Because when Jessa gets here, are we gonna still do the same things? Absolutely. We're gonna read the Bible, we're gonna work out together. Couples who work out together stay together. And you wanna make those memories. The idea for me is you want your relationship to be emulated by others. You want to have, when you have children, you want your children to say, man, I want a relationship like that. How are those guys still married after 30, 40 years? It is hard work and sacrifice. That's what it is. You're not always going to see eye to eye. You're not always going to like each other. But you will always love each other if you choose so. Now, let's get into the hardest part of everything, and from what I see, especially from some of the comments, is people have an easier time replacing you. And I think we just need to say it like that. So just say your boyfriend or girlfriend is mad at you. They get right on their phone, go right to Tinder, whatever, Tinder, Meet Me, Scout, whatever, Bumble. And they already have a means to replace you. This isn't like it was 50 years ago where you met someone at the grocery store, at the bar, or you met them offline. Everything is so readily available to you now. So I want to say this, treat your relationship with love and respect, and shut down those outside social influences or temptations that you might have. If you used to, comment and flirt on Instagram or Facebook or social media, get rid of it. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. It's not worth it. Focus your attention. Your relationship deserves as much attention that you can focus in on it as you can give it. If you're not willing to give it your focus and your attention, then don't even attempt it, because you're gonna hurt them and you're gonna hurt yourself. At the end of the day, that's what's gonna happen. So give it the respect it deserves, and in return, it will give you the respect, and you'll be happy. If you can find someone that makes you happy, you don't need all of the buzz on the outside. Get rid of everything. Is it hard with me and Jess's social media sometimes? Yeah, because people say some crazy stuff. People sometimes get jealous, or they don't like what we have to say, and they'll try to drive a wedge between me and Jessa. And we just remind each other, not everyone's gonna believe they're not gonna like what I have to say or what she has to say, or they might be jealous and they might try to send some crazy comments in the comment section. That's what happens when you have 200,000-300,000 people looking at your stuff. I mean, my gosh, me and Jessa make fun of each other all the time, and someone's like, there's some comments in there that are just crazy, like, oh, you make fun of her because she's Asian. I'm like, what do you mean? She's my fiance. You can't come after me for being silly with my fiance, soon to be wife, because I'm an American white guy and she's an Asian. Like, she's marrying me. Like, it's not like I just met her on the street and I'm like mocking her cute her cute what am I trying to say here, accent, you know what I mean, or stuff like that. But at the end of the day, your relationship deserves as much attention as you can, and with a long distance relationship, you must give it all the attention that you have. If you have any comments or anything that you'd like us to talk about, please list them below in the comment section, and I'll go ahead and make a video about it. I probably am going to do an updated scam video. We are still getting scammers coming in, and they're still using the same tactics, but it might be something I can hone in on, especially with the Facebook and the Instagram ones. There's a lot of scammers coming through Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, stuff like that. So just be wary, be careful, fight for your relationship if it's worth fighting for, but only you can determine if it is. Thank you.